Welcome to Bear Lake High School basketball. It's been a minute. Bear Lake High School baseball. Bear Lake Bears hosting the American Falls
Beavers today. Bears beat the Beavers in American Falls a few weeks ago by a score of 19-1. It's kind of ironic. We've only been able to get to 2 baseball games this year because of weather and other commitments, and both of them have now been against these American Falls Beavers. But here we go. We're ready for baseball. Beavers coming to town. Like I said, it was a pretty lopsided game. The Bears have been playing better and better as the season has gone on. And we're looking for more of that from Bear Lake. And we'll see. Leadoff hitter will be Tate Ewing, then Yoshimura, Hume, Perkins, Wilson Hume, Bloxham, Carlisle, Feller, and Wood. On the mound today for the Bear Lake Bears will be Tate Ewing. Behind the plate will be Mason Bloxham. And this is I think the first official home game for Bear Lake this year because of some cancellations that have happened. And lots going on this week. Let's just go through this week's schedule while we're waiting for the officials to show up and we get the national anthem going here. We've got the VFW in the park is going to help with the national anthem today. And a lot going on this week. Bears baseball today. Bears baseball tomorrow, 3:30 against, help me out, Soda Springs. Soda Springs in town tomorrow.
No, Marsh Valley.
Baseball is Soda Springs.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Softball
yes.
is Marsh Valley.
Yep.
And then after Marsh Valley is, that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, Marsh Valley comes to town for baseball, and Malad comes to town for softball, weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
We're going to see on those 2 games, weather permitting. Thursday, take a breath, breathe, no baseball or softball. Friday, they're both right back here as the Bears baseball is set to host Snake River. Bears softball on Friday is set to host American Falls. And those games at 4 o'clock. Then on Saturday, softball is set to host Westside at 1 p.m. Now, if Wednesday's games get canceled and or postponed, we'll see what happens with softball. That one's non-league, so it may be postponed early next week. It may just be canceled outright. Baseball would move to Saturday morning at 11. We've already worked that one out. Because it is a league game, that one has to happen. So that's the schedule for this week. As far as the other sports are concerned, right now the golfers are up in Sugar Salem, and then they will go again on Thursday, weather permitting. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. And then track this week has a couple of things going on. They are in Westside. I think that one's on Wednesday, if I remember correctly. No, Thursday. Westside is Thursday for track. Then Friday and Saturday, they are at the Tiger Grizz for track. So that's what we got going on in baseball and softball and track and golf. We're winding down. We got to squeeze things in this week for baseball because they start their district tournament next week.
Yep.
They're a week ahead of everybody because baseball, they've moved to a situation where they do a regional tournament. And so the regional tournament, we have to move the district tournament up so it's done in time for the regional tournament. And there's a chance the Bears qualify for that regional tournament for sure. They take the top 2 teams from the district will qualify for regionals. And Bears sitting right now in 3rd, but they're not that far out of 2nd place because they only lost to Snake River by a single run, and they're hoping to go ahead and beat Snake River when it counts, when the district tournament comes up. So the softball has an extra few days. Their district tournament starts a week from Saturday, so their final home game for softball will be against, for right now, it's scheduled to be against
Preston
on
Wednesday of next week,
Yep.
the 29th.
So that's what we're looking at for them. There is a home track meet next week.
Same day?
And it is the 30th.
Oh.
The 30th. So that's what's going on with all of them. And golf, their district tournament is actually May 4th, Monday, May 4th, over in Preston.
Umpires?
I know the umpires are on their way because I've talked to them already. One of them happens to be Gary Carlson.
Oh, good.
And he talked to me on the phone already, and so I know he's on his way. So
Everyone's looking a little nervous down there, like,
it's different. Every other sport, you get your umpires on the field pretty quick because they have to for basketball, football. There's all the things they have to go through pregame. Softball and baseball, they pretty much figure if they show up 2 minutes before, they're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
They just walk out of the field and start the game. So they're not here yet, but I know they're on their way because, like I said, I already spoke with Gary Carlson on that one, and he is one of the umpires. I'm not sure who the other one is, but I know they're coming. So we'll just have to be patient with them. But like I said, the VFW is in the arena today, in the stadium, as it were, today. That's the word I was looking for, in the stadium, and they're getting ready for to do the national anthem for us, and then we'll get this started. While we're waiting, let's thank some of our sponsors. Our scoreboard sponsor, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on them to care. Visit blmhospital.com. They sponsor all of the scoreboard that's out there that you can see, that Lisa puts up on the screen. Appreciate that. And our strikeout sponsor, and we'll see how what goes on there today, could be a lot of them, is, of course, Phillips 66U Save, Live to the Full, where your convenience is our pleasure. And we'd like to thank those sponsors that are due our special shout out to them. And our other sponsors, Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. Simplot, committed to the safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Gary H. Tusher, CPA, Lenhart Distributing, Finest Title, Southeast Idaho Steel, Mountain Valley Dental, Samson's Island Grill, and Fast and Friendly Car Wash. And don't forget, Southeast Idaho Steel sponsors our Steel Man of the Game, and we'll give them, whoever that is, a shout out at the end of the game. Thank you, Southeast Idaho Steel, for all your laser engraving needs. A wide range of products from personalized signs to laser-made crafts. Known for their metalwork, custom signs, and they just did a project for us recently with some wood, engraving on wood, and it turned out better than we ever could have hoped. So contact them on Facebook, Southeast Idaho Steel. And let's take a commercial break real quick, Lisa, and we'll be back with the national anthem right after this on this. Oh, never mind. We do have some umpires now, so I guess we're ready to go. We won't take a break. We're going to miss the national anthem. I think they got the VFW going to bring the flag out, so it should be awesome. So we'll stay right here because I didn't see the umpires down there, and I thought we were still waiting on them, but I think we're good to go. When the game does start, Parrish will be the lead-off hitter for the American Falls Beavers, followed by Hensley. Parrish will be pitching, by the way. Hensley, the shortstop. Hess, the second baseman. Chesler, the catcher, will be the fourth batter if they get that far, and that will be the first inning lineup. As we mentioned, it was pretty lopsided in American Falls. The Bears won it by a score of 19-1. And the Bears actually led it, if I can remember right, 19-0, and then allowed that one run in the bottom of the sixth inning that forced took away the shutout. And I think they're getting the national anthem ready down there. As they have the pregame meeting, it looks like Garrett Carlson will be behind the plate. Randy Baker will be the base ump for today's contest. Now that they're both here, I can tell you who they are. And they're just going over all the good stuff that you need to know before a game. And it suddenly got very quiet outside. I feel very stuck. Oh, okay, that's why. Thank you. Shout out to the VFW for doing such a good job presenting the colors today and helping us honor our country on this, the year of our 250th
Mm-hmm.
anniversary of our country. Very cool. The way to start the game today. First home game of the season, starting off with the national anthem, led by the VFW. So very cool. Thank you for that. All right, I think we're ready for some baseball. They're going over the last few ground rules. The field's in pretty good shape for early season. A couple years ago, there wasn't a single home game on this field because of weather, so I'll take whatever we can get. And this year, it looks pretty good, especially to start the season. And we're ready for some baseball.
Shout out to the coaches, by the way, that spend countless hours getting these fields ready, and then to the Montpelier City crews. They've got it looking so nice down here, and the new bathrooms.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say
right
that.
down close to the field, so you don't have to use the porta potty or walk forever.
And they're nice. They're
Mhm.
flush toilets. They've got running water
It's
in
warm
there.
in there.
They got heaters and coolers and air conditioning system in there. It's nice. It's going to be especially great for the summer tournaments, but it's a super help even for these games. And appreciate Montpelier City for they put those in, and you know these fields get a ton of use
Mhm.
during the summer. There's groups down here almost constantly, and they bring a lot of money into our community with the summer tournaments that happen down here. So grateful to Montpelier City for recognizing that and putting the time and effort in they have done to fix up these fields and get them ready for everything. And appreciate the new bathrooms. They're nice.
Yep, they are.
All right, I think we're ready. Tate Ewing, like I said, on the mound. He'll be the starting pitcher for the Bears today, the junior. Talked about him a lot in the last game. He was a center fielder when we played these guys in American Falls, and had a pretty good game at the plate and did a decent job. Well, good game in the outfield as well. He didn't get a lot of action out there, but what he did, he handled well. So he is behind the on the mound today and behind the plate, Mason Bloxham, the freshman that was one of the wrestlers at the state tournament this year, did a very good job as a freshman. He did not play versus American Falls in the varsity game. I'm sure he played the JV game, but he didn't. Oh, these guys don't have a JV.
He did play.
Did Mason play?
He batted, at least. He might have been the DH, but
yeah,
he did.
that's
He did
correct.
play.
He
yes.
was the DH. You are correct. I stand corrected, and he's behind the plate today, getting some work back there. And then here we go. First pitch coming in as we get started on the first home game of the season. Ewing delivers ground ball. It's going to be taken down there at second base, up over to first in time for the out. Carlisle makes the catch. Feller makes a good play on the ball. Had to crash hard as that was a slow roller. But out number one on the ground ball. Back to Feller, who's playing second base today. Good move there. Good stretch by Ewing. That was a closer play than it probably looked off the bat. Here's pitch number 2 of the game. Called strike, outside corner. Beautiful pitch. I hope your view is good. We think the camera's got a pretty good angle for today's game. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's going to hit him. And so pitch number 2 of the inning, pitch number 3 of the inning actually puts Hensley down at first base on the hit by pitch. Hess, the second baseman, number 12, now stepping into the box. The Bears need a double play now to get out of the inning. 1-2-3. Hess, the second baseman, steps in. Ground ball out, then a hit by a pitch are the first 2 batters of the game. And Hess will step in there. Ewing set to deliver, up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 runner on. That's Hensley down at first base. Ewing set to deliver pitch number 2, and it's a ground ball. It'll be to shortstop for the out number 1, and not going to get the double play. They do eliminate the leadoff runner. That was Yoshimura who fielded it and gets the leadoff hitter, the leadoff runner. So Hess is at first, and now we're down to the cleanup batter, Chesler, the catcher today. I think he pitched, and he's hit by a pitch. So hit by a pitch is the only way they've got on base so far, and he's hit 2 batters now, and this brings Rascone, the right fielder.
Just rubbing that one off. That's going to leave it a little bruise.
Yeah, that was on the lower leg there.
Ouch.
The first one was up a little higher where there's a little bit more meat on the bone, but that one was low. So Ewing now has runners at first and second. Hess, the runner in scoring position, and foul ball to Rascone, the right fielder today. And on in the game in American Falls, Rascone was 1 for 3. He did have a hit to right field in that game. Takes inside, gets out of the way of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, runners at first and second. Both of them have reached by getting hit by a pitch. Ewing trying to get himself out of the inning, and he's going to force a fly ball right field on the run. And making the diving catch out there is Rylan Wilson-Hugh.
Great catch out there.
And caught it off his shoestrings, dives in there. Would have been a base hit, an RBI single instead. Wilson-Hugh robs him of a hit and ends the inning. Bears strand 2 as they keep American Falls with runners at first and second. Bears will have their opportunity with Tate Ewing in the box when we come back right after this on the SBI Sports Network. pitcher, and Tate Ewing will be the batter for the Bear Lake Bears as we start at the bottom of the first. 2 ground balls and a fly ball mixed in with a couple of hit by pitch, so the Beavers left 2 on base, could not score. And Ewing got himself out of the inning without giving up any runs after getting a runner on second by hitting 2 batters in that inning. He'll now have a chance to help himself out with the bat as he'll be the leadoff pitcher for today, leadoff hitter for today against the Beavers in American Falls. He was 1 out of 3, if I remember correctly. He did have the 1 hit to right field. Had a good defensive game out there in center field against American Falls. So Parrish will look to keep the Beavers in it by pitching to the top of the Bear Lake lineup after Ewing. It will be Yoshimura, the shortstop, who recorded one of those 2 outs by fielding that ball and getting the fielder's choice by eliminating the lead runner at second base. And then he'll be followed by Hume. If the Bears get anybody on, we'll have Dax Perkins coming to the plate. So Ewing and Hume kind of trading places. If I remember right, Hume started as the pitcher in American Falls and Ewing in center field. They're swapping roles today. Coach Nate Witherich showing some speed as he traps on out there to first base to be the first base coach. Coach Cameron Crane, the head coach, down at third base. Ewing in the box. Here's the first pitch. Called strike. Nice pitch.
If we know anything about Gary Carlson and how he umpires, he likes those corners.
Especially
And
outside corners.
He's going to call them every time, so they're going to have to watch.
We've had him for several softball games today. That one's a little bit too far out. 4 ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 ball game. As American Falls was able to score in the top of the first. Bears tried to take an early lead here in the bottom of the first.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great pitch inside corner. That was
working the corners.
So when we did a softball game with Gary Carlson behind the plate early in the year, he was like, "I got a better view from you. Don't criticize me." And that
That's
one,
right.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout. There's the first Phillips U-Save 60s. Phillips 66 U-Save strikeout of the game. U-Save Phillips 66. Live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Speaking to Coach Quinn Pope, that's the softball coach, owner-operator of U-Save. And that was a great first pitch, first at-bat for Parrish, the pitcher. Let's see what Yoshimura can do. He takes low and away for ball 1. Yoshimura, the shortstop. I'm going to see if I can pull up what he did over in American Falls. He was 0 for 1. I think he had a couple walks, maybe even a hit by a pitch, because I know he was on base quite a bit. That's ball 2 outside. So Parrish just missing. He caught those corners on Ewing. He misses those corners so far for Yoshimura, who leads at 2-0 now. The count is, and here is pitch number 3. That's a foul ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 ball game. Beavers and Bears on a beautiful day. You can hear the wind in our microphones, and we're even hidden up in the crow's nest, so it is a bit breezy out there, but it's warm. Swing and a miss by Yoshimura. And Yoshi will step back in there with a 2-2 count. Strikeout with the first batter by Parrish. See if he can go 2 for 2 here. Misses inside, full count. Good discipline there from Yoshimura. That did not miss by a lot. So full count now. See who's going to win this battle. It's been a good one so far at this at-bat. And it's going to be Parrish. Gets the second strikeout of the inning. U-Save, Phillips 66. Live to the full. That's the second U-Save strikeout out of the inning for Parrish. See what Jack Hume, the junior center fielder, can do with the bat in his hand today. And Jack in American Falls was 2 out of 4. That's a called strike. 2 out of 4 with the bat, and he had a home run. So he was actually 3 out of 5 with a home run over there in American Falls. So he had a good day hitting, and he's down 0-2, a swing and a miss. except for Yoshimura's little foul ball that just trickled out of the batter's box, the Bears have not been able to catch up with Parrish today. He's got a lot of movement on that pitch. And Hume is going to hit the ground ball. It's going to go get past the third baseman into left field, and the left fielder muffs it, and Hume is going to be held up at second base. Going to call that a single and then an error. Probably should be a reach on an error because the third baseman should have got that. As Hume now in scoring position. And Hume is at second base. And now he's going to be at third base as the first pitch to Dax Perkins is in the dirt for ball one. Changes things up a lot between the pitcher and the catcher when you got a base runner and they have to start worrying about what that runner is going to do. And now with Jack Hume down at third base, after the reached on an error, here is Perkins. He's going to take ball two. Just missed on that one. And the Bears now with a chance to put up an early run after starting the game striking out on their first two at-bats. Dax Perkins, if he can reach base safely, Hume should score here. That's a called strike right at the top of the zone down the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at third in the form of Hume. Dax Perkins, the batter. Dax will be playing third base today. And that one's low, 3-1, just missed again.
I think I just swung it.
That's when you got a 2-ball, 1 strike count. You know you got an extra pitch to work with if you don't, if it is a called strike, and he took the chance on it, got the call he wanted. Here's the 3-1. And Perkins draws the walk, didn't miss by much. And Parrish is frustrated he didn't get the call on that one. So this brings up Wolstenhume. Wolstenhume had that great catch to end the top of the first. If that ball gets past him, they score at least 1, if not 2. He made the great diving catch, pulled it up off his shoestrings as he slid to the ground. Let's see if he can drive in a run, and the throw down to second is not going to be in time. They'll come back home, but it's not going to be in time. Hume will score, so the double still for the Bears, and Dax Perkins is into third. The Bears score a run with the double steal. And that was a called strike.
It was a strike, yep.
Just had to make sure I had that correct. So they get the double steal, and then Perkins also steals third when they threw to second, and it was trying to get Hume. They knew Hume would be stealing as soon as that ball went to second, and when it did, Hume broke for home. The shortstop threw back to home. The throw was not caught by the catcher, but Hume had scored anyway by that point, and then Perkins took advantage of the throw and is at third base now. So the 0-1 count, but the Bears have a run on the board. 1-0 here now in the bottom of the first inning. Wolstenhume takes outside. 4-1. So the reach on an error and a walk. And Parrish is yet to give up an earned run now, because the one run that has scored would be, and that Wolstenhume is going to hit it on the ground to second, up into first in time to end the inning. That was Hess making the play over to Kelsey, but the Bears do score on the double still and get a run to take the lead 1-0. We'll be back with the top of the second inning as the Beavers come to the plate right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet!
Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. We have very competent and successful providers that provide the best care possible. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. As a hospital, we're really proud of what we are able to provide. It's an all-encompassing department that is very, very much needed.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Tate Ewing facing the first baseman Kelsey to lead off the bottom of the top of the second inning. Swing and a miss. So both teams put 2 runners on base in the first inning. The Beavers got their base runners via the hit by pitch, 2 of them. The Bears reached on an error and had a walk. Bears were able to score a run. That's inside for ball 1. But Bears were able to manufacture a run on the double steal. American Falls stranded their 2 base runners, and the Bears lead it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on your Beardick Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Beardick Memorial Healthcare. You can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. And Kelsey, who did not play in the game in American Falls, at least if he did, he played under a different name because I had to put him on my lineup, and that one's inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Leadoff hitter, Hartley, the left fielder on deck. Wilson, the DH today in the hole. Swing and a miss, struck him out. There's the first, you say, Phillips 66 strikeout of the game for the Bear Lake Bears. You say, Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Check out the Phillips 66 app. Great way to get your gas. You don't even have to go in the store. Don't even have to get out of the car. Just pull up, click a few buttons on your phone, pay for your gas. Right there at the pump with Phillips 66. Hartley, now the batter. Outside and high, ball 1. So a couple ground outs and a fly out in the first inning. Now a strikeout here in the second inning is how Ewing has recorded the outs for the Bear Lake Bears. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bears lead at 1-0 here in the top of the second inning on a beautiful afternoon here at Bear Lake High School. Inside corner, beautiful pitch. Hartley didn't like it. He thought it was a little bit too far inside, but he gets the strike call from Gary Carlson. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. Ewing goes too far outside, and it's evened up at 2-2. And this is definitely weak weather-wise. We're watching it very close because of baseball and softball games going on all week here at home. That Mother Nature is going to show that during the springtime, she has got an attitude problem.
No, she's going to show that she's in control. That's what she's showing.
60s, upper 60s, and even 70 degrees tomorrow for the baseball and softball games here at home. And then in the 40s and rain and snow in the forecast. And Ewing loses the battle. The off-speed pitch comes in a little bit too far outside, and Hartley draws the walk. Yeah, we're looking that we may, because of snow, have to cancel the games on Wednesday, and yet today and tomorrow we're in the upper 60s, even the low 70s tomorrow's game. So Hartley down at first now after drawing the walk. Wilson, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, the DH today. And you can DH for anybody in high school. You don't have to just DH for your pitcher. And Hartley DHing for the center fielder in today's lineup. Ewing delivers, swing and a miss. Oh man, he fooled him there. That was
defensive.
that was one of those swings that's, oh crap, that's a strike. I better put the bat out there. That was a great pitch there by Ewing. He's up in the count 0-1. Comes to the plate, just missed. 1-1.
If that had been just a titch lower, that might have been a corner.
1 ball,
It's
1
close.
strike. 1 out, 1 on. 1 run in for the Bears, no runs in for the Beavers, and that one's going to be a high pop fly into foul territory over near the American Falls dugout. And Tyken Carlisle, the first baseman, comes out, catches that pop out over there right by the American Falls dugout. And that brings up Harris, the third baseman, hitting in the number 9 spot. With 2 out and a runner at first. Got there via the, another hit by pitch.
Yeah. Ouch.
And the Beavers have not yet been able to hit themselves on base. But they have got on base because they've been hit by 3 pitches now and a walk. So runners at first and second now, 2 outs. Back to Parrish. Parrish in the top of the inning, in the first inning, leading off the game on the first pitch, swinging, grounded out to second baseman Carson Feller. And he takes outside for ball 1. So for the second inning in a row, Ewing, who's yet to give up a hit, has a runner in scoring position at second base. He comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. That breaking ball, that moved a lot. Looked like this was going to be right down the middle, end up blowing away. And he fooled Parrish. Battle of the pitchers right here. And that one's a beautiful stop by Bloxham. Runner would have advanced. But Bloxham keeps it in front of him. It's ball 2, so 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 out, 2 on. Inning number 2. But nobody in yet for the Beavers. Parrish, the batter. Ewing, the pitcher. Here's the delivery. Just high. Ball 3, 3-1. Hensley, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning, is on deck. If Parrish reaches base right here. And he'll draw the walk. Didn't miss by much. Just a little high right there. And Coach Cameron Crane will take a timeout. He'll go talk to Ewing and say, hey, pitch it down the middle. Give our defense a chance. Hensley, the shortstop, stepping in. Like I said, he was hit by pitch number 3 of the inning. So first pitch of the first inning was a ground out. Second pitch was a ball. And the third, a swing and a miss. And then the third pitch was that hit by a pitch. So short visit. Coach Cameron Crane will go back to the dugout. And Ewing now with runners on all 3 bags has the number 2 hitter, the shortstop Hensley, stepping into the box in a 1-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first. Tried to hold on to that 1-run lead. And it's going to be a ground ball. Yoshimura with the easy play to second in time.
Great job by Yoshimura.
And ends the inning. Nice ground ball there by Yoshimura. And the Bears get out of the inning. Don't give up any runs as Yoshimura tosses it to Feller in time for out number 3. And the Beavers load the bases but can't get any in. We'll be back with the bottom of the second on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Go there. Go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Mason Bloxham, the catcher for the Bear Lake Bears, will lead off the bottom of the second inning. The Bears lead at 1-0. The American Falls Beavers have had plenty of base runners. They have left 5 stranded in just 2 innings. 2 in the first, 3 there in the second. And now the Bears have a chance to extend this 1-0 lead. Mason Bloxham, today's catcher, facing Xavier Parrish, who got 2 strikeouts in that first inning. And he starts off inning number 2 with a called strike to Mason Bloxham. And Mason did come to the plate a couple times in American Falls, but I don't have any stats for him, so he must have either walked or, I think he walked up there.
He might have walked once. I think he had a couple strikeouts.
He might have had some strikeouts as well, because the spray chart's all I can pull up. I can't pull up their actual batting average. Swing and a miss there, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. So Bloxham looking to be the first base runner of the second inning for the Bears. Parrish struck out the first 2 last inning, then reached on an errant walk for the Bear Lake Bears. And that is a ball, hits the dirt in front of home plate. 2-2. We're yet to have a recorded base hit in this game, and yet 6 runners have been left on base and a run is scored, and everything has either been walks, a hit by pitch, or reached on error so far. 2-2 pitch now from Parrish to Bloxham. Swing and a miss. There's another You Save Phillips 66 strikeout. You Save Phillips 66. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. As Xavier Parrish struck out 3 Bear Lake Bears so far in this game. Tyken Carlisle, who has a magnet for the baseball, he gets hit by a pitch in just about every game. It's almost become a running joke on the team. He did get hit by a pitch up there in American Falls. He takes that one on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Parrish, if this is the pitcher that Coach Creighton was telling me about, leads the state in strikeouts recorded, as Carlisle fouls that one off and he's down 0-2. Sorry about the wind, folks.
I'm just going to turn my mic off. That'll help me.
All right, so that does help a little bit. Just because of where our angles are, my microphone's a little bit more protected than Lisa's, and that one's inside, nearly hits Carlisle. It's ball 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the umpire, Gary Carlson, he seems to be okay. On that play at the plate where the Bears scored the run, he did take a baseball to the face, but he seems to be okay. Back there behind the plate still. As Carlisle chopper down the third baseline, it's going to go foul. That's one of those that would have been a long throw for the third baseman, Harris, and it's likely that Carlisle may have had himself an infield single right there if that one stays fair, because it was a high chopper and was slowly moving its way down the line, but it was fouled by about 1.5 feet. That one's low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So after falling down behind in the count, 0-2, Carlisle has fought one off and watched a couple balls fly by. It's now 2-2 count. Parrish set to deliver. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one's going to be a hard ground ball. And the shortstop can't bring it up cleanly. Carlisle reaches. And I'm going to give him an infield single, because even if Hensley comes out with that one cleanly, it was a high chopper and then it was going to be a backhand play and a long throw. I think Carlisle probably would have reached on the infield single, so I'm going to credit it that way. And the error, letting the ball go through, keeps him at first base anyway. So no harm, no foul, and I'm not the official stats, so we'll go with it. Carlisle down at first, throw over is not in time. Carson Feller, who did not play in American Falls, so I don't have any stats on him for batting, is in the box. He's the number 8 hitter today, playing second base for the Bear Lake Bears. Parrish delivers, and Carlisle's going down to second. He'll be there in time on the stolen base. So the pitch was a called ball, and Carlisle still second, so now he's in scoring position with 1 out. Now wild pitch getting down to third. Things change as soon as every base you advance, especially in baseball. Things change quite drastically defensively. And now Feller squares to bunt, takes outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Let's see if Feller squares to bunt again. As Parrish looks to Carlisle at second. And Feller's going to ground it down to first base. I believe he's going to be out at first, but it does advance Carlisle to third. So the ground ball right to the first baseman, Kelsey. And Feller is retired. But it does put Carlisle down at third base for Dax Wood, the left fielder in today's game, who is going to hit that one into right field. The hard ground ball is going to get into right field, RBI, and that's why that hit by Feller was a big deal, because it advanced the runner to third, and the RBI single by Dax Wood scores Carlisle. The Bears have scored a run in each inning now and lead it 2-0. Tate Ewing, who struck out his first at bat, steps in there with Wood down at first. Ewing swings and fouls that one back, out of play. 0-1. Wood was going on the pitch with 2 outs. You might as well be moving. Wood back to first, Ewing back in the box. Parrish set to deliver. He struck out Ewing that first time these two met in this game. He'll go over to first this time. Wood back in time. Parrish has a quick move over there. But Wood read it and got back. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. 0-2. So Parrish looking to get another U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout right here to get out of the second inning and only allowing the 1 run if you can. Ewing looking to extend the inning with the base hit. Dax Wood, the runner down at first after the RBI single. Here's the pitch. Wood is going. He'll get in there safely. It's a ball. And Chesler could not come up with it cleanly. Wood gets the stolen base. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now runner in scoring position. Now if Ewing can get this ball to the outfield, Wood likely scores because he would be moving on the pitch. And it's outside. Nice take there by Ewing. Ewing, that one didn't miss by much. So now the 2-2 pitch. Wood down at second. Parrish, the pitcher, has thrown 19 pitches. 40 pitches, 19 in this inning. And strikes him out inside. Corner called strike, and Ewing sets down, but the Bears do score 1 on the RBI single by Dax Wood. We'll go to the top of the third right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Bears leading 2-0 for the top of the third inning. The RBI single by Dax Wood. 2 base hits, and the Bears score a run. They leave 1 stranded, so the Bears have stranded 2. The Beavers, through 2 innings, have stranded 5. Hess, who grounded out to the shortstop Yoshimura in the first inning, in his first at bat, I should say. Yeah, it was in the first inning, is the batter, and he takes high and away for ball 1. Ewing has thrown 31 total pitches now through 2 innings, going into the third now. Both pitchers have been fairly efficient. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Ewing. Gets the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5 strikeouts in the game for the pitcher. So, no, sorry, 4 strikeouts. 3, I can count. 3 strikeouts in the game for Parrish. 1 strikeout in the game for Ewing. And that one was fouled back, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike. Struck him out outside corner. That's the second you save. Phillips 66 strike out of the game. You save. Phillips 66 live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. And it's going to be our pleasure to bring you a bunch of games this week, as we've got baseball and softball tomorrow, baseball and softball Wednesday, baseball and softball Friday, baseball and softball, well, softball for sure scheduled, but possible baseball game as well on Saturday, as pitch number 1 to Chesler is high. Chesler was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, and he's up in the count 2-0 after that one's in the dirt. So he was standing down at first base when the first inning ended. He got hit by the pitch, but stranded right there. He's up in the count 2-0, and right down the middle. I think he was taken all the way, saying, "Hey, I dare you, throw me a strike." And you said, "Okay, here you go." Strike 1. 1 ball. 2 balls. 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Ewing. Threw it past him. Ewing has a very short motion to the plate. For a big, tall guy, he doesn't do too much extra body movement. And here he goes outside. 3-2, full count. A lot of athletes his size have that big, high leg kick. He doesn't. It's just pretty conservative motion. Here's the 3-2 pitch from the junior pitcher. Oh, just missed outside. And Chesler reaches on a walk. This will bring up Rascon. He had the fly out to right field to end the first inning, and it was on a beautiful catch by Wolstenhume out there in right field. So Ewing has given up a couple walks, a couple hit by pitch, 3 hit by pitches have reached base. Base runners on base every inning, but has yet to give up a run or give up a recorded base hit inside ball 1. Every ball that has been put in play so far in this game has been an out. And stolen base as he went, and as Ewing turned to throw to second, he's called for the balk, so it just goes as a stolen base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry, 1 ball, no strikes, as that one's a fly ball into right field. That one's going to get down. Wolstenhume's not going to be able to pull off the miracle catch that time. And Rascon is into second with a double, the RBI double. And Wolstenhume with a nice attempt to make the diving stop. Even if he fills that cleanly on 1 hop and doesn't try to make the diving catch, it's at least an RBI single. So not too much harm done. He almost had second big catch of the game. This will bring up Kelsey with a runner now at second base. And Kelsey struck out in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Nice stop there by Bloxham on that ball that was a little bit low. Rascone retreats back to second, so now it's 2-1. No, 2-2, as 2 runs have scored in the inning. And a called strike. Somehow I have recorded 2 runs for the Beavers. And I don't know what I did, but my iPad has it as 2 runs. That ball's outside. It's 2-1 Bear Lake in the top of the 3rd inning with a runner at second. As Rascone retreats back to second, Ewing looks him back. He'll reset and ready to come to the plate. Misses ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And Rascone down at second base. He had the RBI double. And he walks him. So now runners at first and second. Hartley, the left fielder, coming in. He walked his first at-bat. A little bit different game. Shows you what pitching can do in baseball. The Bears dominated over American Falls, led at 19-0, won at 19-1. And there's the pop fly. It's going to get back out of play for a foul ball. But Parrish is pitching a gem so far for the Beavers. The Bears have manufactured a couple runs, but they've also given up a run now on the RBI double by Rascone, and runners at first and second with just the 1 out for the batter Hartley, who walked in his lone plate appearance earlier in the game. Ewing looks the runner back to second. Now he'll reset and get ready for the pitch to Hartley. Takes high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 in. Top of the 3rd inning. Bears lead it 2-1. And there's another foul ball back out of play. 2-2. A 1-2 count now. On the batter Hartley, playing left field today. Ewing set to deliver the 2-2 pitch. Oh, just missed. Sorry, that was the 1-2 pitch. Now it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 swing. Foul ball. Just got a piece of it right off the end of the bat to stay alive. And Lucas Hartley down on the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Called strike, struck him out. Inside corner, that you say Phillips 66 strikeout right there was big, as it gets the second out. And now Wilson, who struck out in his first at-bat, popped out in his first at-bat, comes to the plate now with just 2 outs, with runners at first and second. Bears can take a little bit of a deep breath as pop fly foul ball on the first pitch to Ryan Wilson. Hey, we went to high school with Ryan Wilson. Definitely not the same young man. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. And Wilson, the DH, hitting in the 8th spot for the center fielder. And I don't have a number on the center fielder, so I can't give you a name. Sorry if you're watching from AF. I'm not doing that on purpose. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Up, high, and away. Ball 2. Rascone, the runner at second. Kelsey, the runner at first. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. here in the top of the third. Misses outside, ball 3. Harris would be the on-deck hitter if Wilson's able to reach base safely here. And he walked him. So now bases are loaded for the third baseman, Harris. And Coach Cameron Crane going to make a trip to the mound. Harris was hit by a pitch in his lone at-bat. He was part of the bases loaded jam that Ewing got himself out of in the second inning. So lots of runners have reached base for the American Falls Beavers. They haven't been able to score a lot of runs, but they have got a lot of people on. They left 2 stranded in the first, 3 stranded in the second, and right now they have the bases loaded again, and the Bears would like them to strand 3 more. Harris was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Here he is standing in there with the bases loaded and 2 out. Top of the third inning in his second at-bat. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Blocks him. Keeps it out front. Pass ball here likely scores a run. Rascone with that RBI double stands down at third. Kelsey at second. And there's the inside corner for a called strike. Wilson, the runner at first, I should say. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Harris. Ooh, just missed outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. No place to put him. You got to pitch at him. And you're back to the top of the lineup with Parrish after this. And misses with that one. 3-1 as you count. You got to pitch a strike here. If you're Harris, you're looking for your pitch because it's likely going to be a strike. Put one in play. And the balk is called. So they say he didn't come set. I think it was going to be a called ball anyway. Okay, so the runners advance, but the batter, it's no pitch, so the batter stays in the batter's box. So now it's 2-2. And the batter is still Harris. The score is 2-2, sorry. The count is 3-1. The score is 2-2. Here's the pitch, called strike. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full with 2 outs. But the Beavers have played it 2 to tie this game up in the top of the third. And that's going to be a slow ground ball. And Ewing throws it away. 2 runs will score, and the ball goes out of play, so Harris is in at second. That's one that slow roller like that, you probably just eat it and absorb the damage, but by throwing it away, 2 runs scored. So that makes the score 4-2, and Parrish steps in. And he's going to drive it up the middle. And it's into center field, and the run's going to come to home. The plate throw's going to come to home, but not in time. And Parrish is into second. So the RBI single on the line drive to center field. And it makes the score 5-2 in favor of the Beavers. And Hensley, the shortstop, the batter, with a runner at second base. And Hensley was hit by a pitch and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. Ewing fakes the pit throw to second base. He'll turn back to the mound, gets set to deliver to Hensley, who's 0 for 1 and has been hit by a pitch in this game. 5-2 the score in favor of the Beavers. Ball 1. So Parrish the runner at second, and Hensley the shortstop, the batter. High for ball 2. It's been a big inning for the Beavers. They've put up 5 runs here in the top of the third. The Bears are going to have some work to do to climb back in this one. And the dirt, but nice stop by Bloxham. It will be ball 3, but Parrish will have to stay at second base. So now 3-1 count. Sorry, 3-0 count, 3-0 count. That's what I had as well, but I thought I saw the umpire put up a finger for the strike. That's a ball. He walks him on 4 straight. And this will be the end of the day, I think, for Ewing. As it looks like, is that Cameron Roberts is coming out of the dugout. I don't know if he's going to the mound or if he's just going in to be a defensive substitution. And it looks like he's going to go to the mound. Cameron Roberts will now be the pitcher. Ewing will go to center field where he normally plays defensively. Jack Hume will move over to right field. And Ryland Wolstenhume will take a seat in the dugout. That's what it looks like is going to happen. So Ewing's day on the mound is done. Cameron Roberts, who's been throwing well for the Bears this year. We haven't seen him play in a game yet, but I've talked to Coach Cameron Crane about him a lot. He likes the way that Cameron Roberts is throwing the ball this year. He'll be the new pitcher. So Wolstenhume's day is done. And Jack Hume moves to right field. Tate Ewing moves back to center field. The pitcher coming in is Cameron Roberts. And the Bears in a hole here, trailing at 5-2, and runners at first and second in Hensley and Parrish. As the Bears inning hasn't gone the way they would like it to. As the Beavers started to put the bat on the ball, and then Ewing gave up a couple of walks. His day is done. Cameron Roberts taking his last couple warm-up pitches, trying to get out of the inning. There are 2 outs, but runners at first and second. If you're scoring at home, those runners belong to Tate Ewing. Roberts, the warm-up pitchers I see, and those look good. He's thrown with some heat. So Hess, the batter, and he has grounded out and struck out. But those were against Ewing. So Cameron Roberts set to pitch his first pitch of the game in a 5-2 ball game. Delivers, swing and a miss. Fooled him on the first one. And he's quickly up in the count, 0-1. Would love to get a strikeout here and end the inning, give the Bears a chance to come back in the bottom half of the third. He's going to throw to second, and Parrish is going to dive back in time. Quick move there by Roberts as well. First time we've seen that pickoff move by him. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball to third. And the unassisted out recorded by Dax Perkins, so Cameron Roberts does his job. Throws 2 pitches and gets the ground ball out to end the inning. But the Bears give up 5. We'll be back to see if they can catch up in the bottom of the third right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
5-2 as we start the bottom of the third, and I know what's going on. I know why I've got the score wrong. On those fielders' choices, it's giving credit for the runs scoring even though the out was recorded. So I've got to manually override a score here and put it back to 5. Because it has it as 6 and it's not. Yoshimura, the batter. He struck out in his first at-bat in the first inning. He takes inside for ball 1. And the Bears started with 2 strikeouts to start the game, but then were able to score a run. They scored a run in each inning. That ball's low, but fooled him, swing and a miss. So it's 1-1 is the count. Parrish has gone the whole way. He's struck out several. And he misses with that one inside, ball 2. Dio, as they call him, is going to take outside for ball 3. So 3-1 is your count. Yoshimura would love to get on base here. Swing and a miss, though, to make the count full at 3-2. Here's the full count pitch, the 3-2 pitch from Parrish to Yoshimura, the shortstop. And struck him out, outside corner. Parrish with another U-Save, Phillips 66 strikeout. U-Save, Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure. Live to the full. Yoshimura, the nephew of Angie and Dorian Grinick, is over here from Japan, living with them and playing baseball for the Bears this year. If you're wondering how we get a Yoshimura at Bear Lake High School, that's how. Jack Hume, first pitch swinging, fouls it off out of play. Hume has got a home run against these American Falls Beavers. He, on his first at-bat, he came around to score after hitting a hard ground ball that went between the third baseman's legs and into center field. Got to second, came in to score. Foul ball again. That one's over in the softball field. Hope it didn't hit anybody as their softball players over there warming, practicing for their game. They got a game tomorrow. So Jack Hume down 0-2, but they're 2 foul balls trying to hit Parrish. He hit him hard the first time. He was at the plate. And he's going to hit that one hard into deep center field. The center fielder is underneath it and makes the catch. Just drifted over and retires Jack Hume. The fly ball, I think the wind held that one up. It didn't go nearly as deep as I expected. The wind's blowing straight in from center field. So the long fly ball retires Jack Hume. And this brings Dax Perkins, who walked at his first at-bat, to the plate. Dax ended up stranded after walking, but Hume came around and scored on a wild pitch and then a ground ball in that first inning. There's ball 2. So Dax Perkins, the sophomore in the cleanup position playing third base for the Bears. Ended that last inning on the unassisted put out at third. Looking to get a base runner here for the Bears as Yoshimura struck out, Hume flied out. Perkins foul tip for strike one. 2 balls and a strike now. Bears need base runners as they trail this one 5-2 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit blmhospital.com. Swing and a miss, 2-2 is your count. This is a very different feel to this game for the American Falls Beavers and Bear Lake Bears than we had in American Falls, as Bear Lake dominated 19-1 up there in American Falls. Here they trail at 5-2. And Perkins is going to drill this one into left field. It's going to get to the fence. He's going to trot into second with a double. Nice hit by Dax Perkins. The double into the left field gap. And he is now in scoring position as Cameron Roberts will be the batter. Roberts subbed in to be the pitcher that last inning. And Wolfson Hume was hitting this position. Throw down to second, not in time, as Perkins dives back easily. Roberts up in the game in American Falls had a great defensive day and was reached base on a RBI. He had an RBI hit to right field. Takes that one, called strike outside corner. So had a really good game up in American Falls. Came in and was only throwing 2 pitches today, but recorded a crucial out. Now he's showing bunt. And he takes high. And Perkins is going to score because he stole the base. And as they threw to third to get him out, the third baseman can't control it. It tips off of his glove. And it goes into left field. So Roberts took one for the team right there. As he took the called strike, he was not bunting. He was taking all the way. They call it a strike. It's 0-2, but Perkins comes in to score on the error on the throwdown to third. So Bears manufacture a run. Is now 5-3. Roberts now with the bases empty in the box. He's down 0-2, but he did his job, took that strike right there. Sometimes you take one for the team. And Dax Perkins, after the double, comes in to score, stealing. That one's low, ball one. Came in to score by stealing third, and on the errant throw is able to trot home. And the Bears have got one in every single inning now of this game, and now they just trail at 5-3. Ooh, nearly hit him. And I just heard Coach Crane say what I hear quite often, hey, wear that. It's easier said than done, but he would have been down at first base. Here's the 2-2. Check swing. And no, ends ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full with 2 outs and nobody on. And checking with the count, I had it as 3-2. The umpire has it as 3-2, but Coach Crane just wanted to be sure. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Missed. He drew the walk, so Roberts with a great at bat. Perkins scores on the stolen base. Roberts draws the walk. And this brings Mason Bloxham, the catcher, to the plate. His first at bat was a strikeout. I'm wondering if they're saying because when Roberts came into the pitch, that's exactly right. They did not report him offensively. They reported him defensively, but not offensively. And so he is out. He drew the walk, but what they're saying is because they didn't report him when he came into the game. You can make defensive substitutions all you want. You just can't make offensive substitutions without reporting, and Coach Cameron Crane forgot to report him, so that will be an out. That'll end the inning, but the Bears score one to cut into the lead. It's now 5-3 as the American Falls Beavers come to the plate. We'll be back with the top of the fourth right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
My name is Benjamin Bozen. I am a family medicine physician. I really enjoy providing care to the whole family, from newborns to elderly care. I like athletes and sports medicine, and then I also do osteopathic manipulative therapy, which is a hands-on treatment. My ultimate goal is to be your advocate and to help you have the best life that you can have, to help you achieve your goals.
Five to 3 is your score. They have a 5-2 out on the scoreboard in the outfield, but the Bears did score in that inning as Dax Perkins came in to score. So the score is 5-3. The Bears trail the Beavers. And Cameron Roberts, who only threw 2 pitches in that last inning, is still the pitcher. He'll face Chesler, the catcher for the Beavers. Chesler was hit by a pitch and walked, so he's been on base both times in this game without having to swing the bat. But those were against Ewing. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Roberts. He throws the ball well. I'm impressed. This is the first time I've seen him play baseball. And he's got an arm. And he's up in the count 0-1. Takes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. 5-3 is your score in favor of the Beavers. Top of the 4th inning. Just missed low. 2 balls and a strike. To Chesler, who's 0 for 0 on the day, but he has been on base twice because he was hit by a pitch and walked. Just missed outside. 3 balls after coming in with strike 1 on the first pitch. Is missed with 3 straight. 3 balls and a strike now. He's not missing by a lot. They're not like way out there, but just enough that Chesler is keeping the bat on his shoulder so far. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike. 3-2. So Chesler has watched 5 straight pitches fly by. Let's see what he does with pitch number 6 with a full count here to lead off the 4th inning in a 5-3 ball game. He's going to, just missed. Lisa, you got a better view of that. Just missed outside corner for a lead-off walk. Rascone has an RBI double. He scored the first run of the game with his RBI double to back in the 3rd inning where the Bears had the 2-0 lead, and then Rascone's RBI double makes it 3-1, and from there, 2-1, and from there the Beavers put up 4 other runs. First pitch swinging, pop fly, out of play. Oh, never mind. And that's an out right down by the first baseline, Tyken Carlisle. And by the looks of the catcher blocks him, I thought that one was out of play. And then I peeked my head out the window a little bit more, and Tyken Carlisle will settle in underneath it for out number 1. So this brings Kelsey to the plate. Called strike, throw down to second is not going to be in time, so a stolen base. Strikeout and a walk in the game for Kelsey, but Chesler still second after the called strike. Nice throw by Bloxham, but it was a little high, and Chesler's able to slide in underneath it. So now runner in scoring position for Kelsey. And Roberts will throw down to second. Chesler back easily. So the first baseman, Kelsey, at the plate, is going to foul that one back out of play. 0-2. is the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second base. 5-3, American Falls lead here in the top of the 4th inning. And there is a strikeout. Another Phillips 66 strikeout. This one, the first one of the game for Cameron Roberts. Phillips 66, you save, live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. This brings up Hartley, the left fielder, to the plate. He has walked and struck out. Those 2 at-bats against Ewing. So Chesler, the runner, still down at second. Oh, it must have been low, as that's a ball. Ball 1, no strikes, 2 out after the U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout by Roberts. Gets the called strike there, nice pitch outside corner. Sorry. I just knocked Lisa's water bottle off if you hear me saying sorry. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Roberts. Oh, didn't miss by much. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Runner Chesler down at second. Missed it high. You can hear the groans from the crowd because I'm agreeing with the calls, but they're not missing by a whole lot. So 3-1 count to Hartley. Missed that one, missed. That one, I'll take that one as ball 4. Outside. And now runners at first and second. They both reached on walks. Wilson will be the batter. He's got a pop out and a walk in this game. And his walk was big in this one as he started kind of that rally back in that 3rd inning where they ended up scoring a bunch of runs. And it was kind of the end of the beginning of the end for Ewing as the pitcher. So here's the first pitch to Wilson by Roberts. Called strike. Nice pitch right there. He's got a strikeout. Roberts got a strikeout in the inning and a pop out in the inning, but he's walked 2. So he does have runners at first and second. Missed on that one outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wilson, the number 8 batter in the lineup, the designated hitter today. Harris, the 3rd baseman, is in the on-deck circle. If Wilson can reach base safely, and he takes outside for ball 2. Roberts set for the 2-1 delivery. Looks at the runner at second in Chesler. Comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Roberts just needs to come right at him and end the inning right here. 2-2 is your count. And swing and a miss, that's what he got. He got the U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout to end the inning. U-Save Phillips 66, live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Roberts strikes out 2, leaves 2 on base. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Bears trailing by 2 right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on an LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
Bears trail by 2. They need some base runners in the first one to try that. And this is going to be Mason Bloxham, the catcher. He has walked in this game. That was his only recorded at bat. He should have come up last inning. Actually, sorry, he struck out, I should say. His only recorded at bat. He should have come up in the bottom of the third, but then on the appeal, because of the failure to report the substitution, he did not come to the plate. He will come to the plate for the second time in the game. Again, Xavier Parrish, who's only thrown 60 pitches in this one. He's been very efficient, about 20 pitches per inning. He's given up a run in each inning as the Bears have been able to manufacture some. But the Bears have done that efficiently. They haven't had a lot of base runners, whereas the Beavers have left at least 2 in every inning. So they've left 10 runners on base, if my count is correct, where the Bears have only left 3 or 4 runners on base. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, nobody on, nobody out. 5-3 ball game. Beavers lead the Bears here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's a called strike on your Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bloxham. And that one misses low. 2 balls and a strike. That pitch right there was similar to some of the ones that were called balls for Roberts in that last inning. Not missing by a whole lot, but missing by just enough. So here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Xavier Parrish is throwing every pitch in this ball game for the Beavers. The Bears have had 2 separate pitchers. Ewing gave up the 5 runs. Roberts came in relief. 1 1/3 innings under his belt with no runs on the board. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. You say Phillips 66 strikeout. Live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. You save Phillips 66. This brings Tyken Carlisle, the first baseman, to the plate. Carlisle had a single in his first at-bat. It was just an infield single between the second baseman and the third baseman. See what he can do here. He can take ball 1 is what he can do. His teammates are going to be disappointed if he doesn't get hit by a pitch, because he gets hit by a pitch in every game. And it's good to see him and Jack Hume out there. They both had to sit out the basketball season with injured knees. They're back out here for baseball. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Parrish has a lot of good stuff. You can see why, if this is the young man that I was told by Cameron Crane was Coach Crane was their ace, he does get a lot of strikeouts. That's a called strike. Outside corner, great pitch. And you can see why he's one of the state leaders in strikeouts as a pitcher. He's got a lot of command and hits those corners well. He's up on the count right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on to Tyken Carlisle. Swing and a miss, fooled him. Carlisle thought about letting that one go, then the last second realized he better put a bat on it and is unable to get a hold of it. Swing and a miss, and another USAV Phillips 66 strikeout, 2 in a row to start the inning for the Bears. Bears have had a lot of situations in this game where the first 2 batters have been put out, and yet they've been able to manufacture runs. It's going to be up to Feller if the Bears are going to do that this inning. He grounded out to first in his first at-bat to end the second inning, if I remember correctly. And he takes ball 1. Here's the second pitch. Inside, ball 2. So the Beavers have nearly batted around 3 times. The Bears just haven't even batted all the way around twice. But it's only 2 runs different because the Beavers have left 10 men on base. The Bears have only stranded a couple. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hits the dirt, 3-0. Probably taken all the way here would be Feller, as Dax Wood, who has an RBI single in this game, is on deck. So the 3-0 pitch. Feller likely keeping the bat on his shoulder. He does for the called strike. And he's still got a pitch. We'll see if he's taken again or if he's going to offer it this one on the 3-1 pitch. Parrish comes to the plate. and it's ball 4. So Dax Wood, who has an RBI single already in this game, is only at bat. That ball made it into right field. Steps in with Feller, who drew the walk, down at second base. So the Bears have had base runners each game. Throw over not in time. That was close. Feller does drive back in time, but that one was close. Probably the closest of the pickoffs so far in this game by either team in their throwdowns. Here's the first pitch now coming to Wood. And it's a ground ball, and by stealing the base, that's going to end up being an infield single. But Feller is going to make it to third. So the Bears called the steal, and that leads to the infield single because Hensley, the shortstop, was headed to second for the stolen base attempt, which he then had to retreat, go back to his position, field the ball. By the time he did, he's not able to get the out. Feller advances to third on the throw. Woods down at first, and Tate Ewing, the leadoff hitter, playing in center field right now, who struck out twice in this game, is now the batter. So Ewing is due. And the pickoff play to first is good. They throw over and Wood is picked off. So that's going to end the threat. The 2-out rally ends on the pickoff play from Parrish over to Kelsey. And the Bears get 2 runners on with 2 outs, but are unable to score because the pickoff attempt over at first is successful. And the Bears go an inning without scoring for the first time in the game. They trail at 5-3. We'll be back with the top of the 5th as the American Falls Beavers have Harris, Parrish, and Hensley coming to the plate right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
I'm John Pym, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, DO. Interacting with wonderful people every day, being able to maybe make a small impact in their lives for good. I don't think that life gets any better than that. I am really excited to be here practicing in Bear Lake and be a good source for you and your family to take care of your healthcare needs.
Bear Lake High School sports on SVI are presented by Gary H. Tusher, CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Mountain Valley Dental, creating healthy smiles for Bear Lake Valley and beyond. Lenhart Distributing, proud to support the Bears. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Southeast Idaho Steel, locally produced steel signs and fixtures. And Sampson's Island Grill at 253 South 4th Street in Montpelier.
Harris will lead it off. Parrish and Hensley will be on deck and in the hole for the American Falls Beavers, who lead the Bears 5-3. Cameron Roberts, who's thrown 22 pitches through 1 1/3 inning, will be the batter. And Gary Carlson, who's the behind the plate umpire, is also the head umpire for the entire area. And I'm sure the phone call / text messages he's calling right now has something to do with rescheduling games, because we're getting to the end of the baseball season, and next week the district tournament starting this week. The weather's supposed to be bad on Wednesday and Thursday, so everybody's trying to move their games, and he's dealing with that constantly. Third baseman Harris coming to the plate. He was hit by a pitch and then reached on an error in his 2 at-bats. And that was a crucial error because it allowed a run to score. As a little slow ground ball down the third baseline probably should have just been, it's one of those you eat it and allow the runner to reach first. But instead, Ewing tried to make the throw to first. It was off target and a run scored, and not only did Harris reach first, he reached second on the throw. So he now faces Roberts for the first time. A nice pitch by Roberts, called strike, outside corner. looked like it was going to tail away from him, and it stayed there. And it's the called strike, so 0-1 from Roberts. Swing and a miss, 0-2, just like that. Roberts way ahead in the count. Roberts has thrown well. Bases loaded, induced a ground out when he came in to end the third inning. A couple walks, but that was it in the fourth inning. And here he is in the top of the fifth. He throws the breaking ball high for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. 5-3 ball game. Beavers lead the Bears. And he just misses outside. Here on your Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. 2-2 is the count. And it's going to be a little pop fly that's going to drift foul. I think it was going to make its way out foul anyway, but the wind helped it a little bit. Wind's calmed down some compared to what it was earlier in the game. So 2-2 as the battle continues. Harris, the number 9 hitter in the order, playing third base today against Cameron Roberts. And that ball is outside for ball 3. So the count is now full after falling behind 0-2. Harris has battled back and has loaded the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Foul ball. We'll do it again. Nice pitch. Good defensive swing there just to get it to foul, tip it back to the backstop by Harris. Roberts ready on the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Inside corner. Beautiful pitch there by Cameron Roberts to get the U-save. Phillips 66 strikeout to retire the batter Harris. And that's Phillips 66. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Parrish has grounded out, walked and singled in his 3 at-bats. Here he is for at-bat number 4, and he's going to foul that one off over into the softball field for strike 1. All 3 of those at-bats were against Ewing, and that single was a big one in that 5-run third inning. And there is a ground ball, and it takes a funny hop and is going to make it to right field, and then the ball went into the dugout on the throw. So Wood, instead of just accepting the single, tries to throw him out. No, that's Hume now. No, that is Wood still out there in right field. I have Hume and Wood in the opposite fields that they are. So Wood, instead of accepting that it was a single, tries to make the throw. It goes into the dugout. And so the hard ground ball would have been a single, but he's at second base because of the error. And then the first pitch swinging is going to be a ground ball up the middle. Runner's going to come home, and the throw is going to be not in time. Bloxon's going to throw back to second. That's not in time. And a run scores on an RBI single. So the ground ball up the middle scores the run. And Hensley advances second on the throw. So with 1 out, 2 runs in a row. A run has scored to make the score 6-3. And a runner in scoring position with back-to-back singles. And then that makes that throw on that last batter even more crucial, because he'd have been at first and he would not have scored, and we'd have first and third with it instead of a run scoring. And that one is outside for ball 1. So Hess in this game is 0 for 2. He grounded to third base, grounded to shortstop, and struck out in his 3 attempts. He now steps in there, and he's going to ground this one, and it's going to go up the middle. And Ewing is going to come up with it, come to home. This time the throw is going to come through and out at home. And now they're going to, runner is going to advance to second on the throw, but out at home. Tate Ewing with a nice assist from the outfield there. On the ground ball single, Hensley tries to score on the play, Ewing makes the throw into Bloxham. Bloxham gets the tag out. Hess does advance on the throw, but there are 2 outs now, and this could have been a much bigger inning for the Beavers. It could have been a much better inning for the Bears with a couple of errors each way, 1 running error, 1 throwing error, and it's 6-3. And now Roberts has a chance to record the out and get out of the inning as he's facing Chesler. And Chesler has been hit by a pitch and walked twice. He swings at that one and misses. So Chesler has not been out in this game, but he also has not hit the ball in this game. He's officially 0 for 0 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And now that one's outside for ball 1. Hess, the runner, at second. Chesler, the batter, 1 run in. And I think they have the scoreboard out there wrong. They only have 1 out. They gave the run as scoring instead of recording the out. It should be 6-3. It should be 6-3 with 2 outs. There's a called strike on the outside corner because they called the out at home, but the scoreboard op recorded the run as scoring instead of the out. So here's the 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Runner at second. Outside, 2-2. Roberts trying to be careful there, not giving anything to hit, went a little bit too far out. And we're looking at a 2-2 count. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Bears trail 6-3. And that one's going to be fouled off out of play. We'll do the 2-2 all over again. Roberts looks at the runner at second. He'll go to second. Oh, a little bit better throw might have got him because they had him off balance, but he threw it on the second base side, and the Felder's not able to bring it down and make the tag. Hess dives back. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again with 2 outs and the runner at 2. Here we go, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. There's another Yusei Phil 66 strikeout. That will end the inning. Yusei Phil 66, live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. So Roberts does give up a couple of hits, but only gives up the 1 run on the nice assist by Tate Ewing from the outfield. And the Bears trail at 6-3. They'll come up with their at-bat in the bottom of the 5th inning right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
Tate Ewing, who was stepping in the batter's box with runners at first and third with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th when Dax Wood got picked off at first, will be the leadoff hitter. And he'll be followed by Yoshimura, Hume, and then if any of them get on, Dax Perkins. Ewing with that nice defensive play from center field in that last inning to get the assist at home plate and avoid the run scoring and record the out, is now the leadoff hitter as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Parrish has gone all the way. He's thrown 75 pitches through 4 innings. Ewing is going to foul that one off. Ewing has struck out twice, and he starts out down 1 No balls, 1 strike after 1 pitch. Here to start the 5th for the Bears. Takes inside on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now that the sun's gone behind the cloud out there, it started to cool off, but it's still a beautiful night for baseball. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. And they say no, he held back. Whew. So that's ball 2. That was close. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th, Bears trail it by a score of 6-3. Here's the 2-1. Low, 3-1. So Ewing looking for a leadoff walk here, at least get himself on base. Parrish has got to throw him something good right here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ooh, strike 2, good pitch. Right at the knees, down the middle. And it's 3-2. Ewing thought he had that leadoff walk. Hadn't quite let go of the bat as he went to toss it back to the dugout. So here's the 3-2 pitch. And that one is ball 4. That one a little bit lower. So Ewing does get that leadoff walk. That's a big way to start the inning. The Bears need a couple runs. They need base runners to do it. Yoshimura, who has struck out twice in the game. So Ewing and Yoshimura, the 2 leadoff hitters for the Bears, the 1-2 spot, are 0 for 4 in this game coming into this inning with 4 strikeouts. Ewing now down at first after the leadoff walk. Throw over to first, not in time. Ewing dives back. So with nobody out, runner at first, Yoshimura will be followed by Hume, who's hit the ball hard a couple times in this game. Ewing is going. It's a called strike, but the catcher can't come up cleanly with it, so Ewing will get the stolen base. So the 0-1 as Yoshimura squared for the fake bunt, gets the stolen base. Ewing now in scoring position with the 0-1 count. That one's outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner Tate Ewing down at second. The shortstop and number 2 hitter in the lineup, Yoshimura, the batter, Parrish, delivers ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. To Yoshimura. Parrish looks to second, comes to the plate, foul ball off the plate, back to the backstop. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yoshimura would love to get himself on base or at least be able to move the runner Ewing down to third. As the Bears trail it by 3, they need to manufacture some runs here. We're getting late in the game. We're in the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's in the dirt for ball 3. Nice stop back there by Chesler, the catcher, to keep it in front of him so Ewing stays at second. But now 3-2 count, second batter in a row that has worked the 3-2 count for Parrish. And he's going to go to second, and it's going to be not in time as Ewing back easily. But try to keep him close so a single maybe doesn't score a run is the goal there. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Yoshimura hits this one high. It's into right center field. It's going to be caught by Rascon, but Ewing is easily going to advance on the sacrifice fly. So Yoshimura does his job. He moves the runner on the fly ball to right field. Ewing advances. And that brings Jack Hume to the mound, and to the plate. Jack in this game has hit a hard ground ball that made it clear to left field on a couple of errors, and he got to second base on that. And then he hit a high fly ball to center field on his 2 at-bats. A high fly ball like that on this at-bat would score a run. Instead, he takes low for ball 1. So he's hit the ball twice. He's been the only Bear to hit the ball hard twice. Other Bears have had some hits here and there scattered around, but Jack has hit the ball the hardest for the Bear Lake Bears so far in this game. Here is the 1-0. Now it's 2-0, and the wild pitch knocked down nicely by Chesler. Ewing will dive back. He didn't need to because Chesler didn't make the throw. But Ewing, just to be safe, dove back into third base. You don't want to get an easy out right here with the runner at third with only one out. Even a ground ball could score a run here. Hume is going to take a low and away 3-0. That's been the exact same pitch all 3 times. I think Parrish is trying to make sure he knows what Hume has done with the bat. I think Parrish is trying to stay away from him, give him something that's close enough that maybe he'll offer, but he's not going to be able to do much with it. So here's the 3-0 pitch. Ooh, called strike. That one, he came just a little bit further in, and that one's a called strike outside corner. 4 pitches in a row, been the exact same pitch. That one just came a little bit closer in and gets the called strike. So here's the 3-1. Parrish is outside with that one. It is a walk. So a walk, a sac fly and a walk, and the Bears have runners at first and third with only 1 out. And let's see what the Bears are going to do on the base pass, as American Falls is going to have a visit to the mound here. Just make sure that everybody's on the same page. Dax Perkins, who has walked and doubled in this game. And that double, 1 hop and hit the bottom of the fence out there in left field. I would think that American Falls is talking about their strategy, how they're going to keep the runners at first and third instead of letting Hume steal, where Coach Crane and Dax Perkins are talking about what they're going to do to get Hume down to second, so there's 2 runners in scoring position as Dax steps into the batter's box with a chance to close the gap or even shut the gap if he could get one over the fence here. And he's come the closest so far in this game to getting one over, as that hit into left field was a monster. Throw to first is not in time. Hume dives back. As the ball gets away from the pitcher, Parrish on the throw back, but it just trickles away and nobody was going to go anywhere on that. So no balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on. Hume is going, and he'll get into second easily as they'll try to go to third, but Ewing wasn't going anywhere. And did they call that a strike? So it's 0-1. But that was taking all the way to allow your base runner to advance, and then Perkins fouls it down the third baseline. So 0-2. He's in a hole, but he's got a chance to do something big here with the bat, as there's runners at second and third, and Hume at second has got a lot of speed. Base hit, scores 2, and it's going to be a foul tip, strike 3. Foul tipped it into the glove of the catcher, so Perkins strikes out. And here we go, Cam Roberts, now the batter. He came in as the pitcher. He walked in his 1 plate appearance. Takes at the knees for a called strike, strike 1. He's done a good job pitching, and now he has a chance to do some damage with his bat. He's got the walk. He needs a base hit right here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Parrish, after getting runners at second and third with only 1 out, looking to get himself out of the inning with 2 straight strikeouts if he can get Roberts here. Here's the 0-2 pitch, inside and high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 on, Ewing and Hume. Reached on a couple of walks. And Roberts is going to hit a trickler right back to the pitcher. Parrish up with it over to first in time for the out. So a little trickler back to the pitcher doesn't quite take enough time to get back. Parrish records the out and ends the inning. The Bears strand a couple after getting runners at second and third with only 1 out. And they still trail it by a score of 6-3 after 2 scoreless innings in a row. Rascone, Kelsey, and Hartley will be the batters for the Beavers when they come up in the top of the 6th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
You're back.
6-3, as they stranded runners the last couple of innings. 2 runners have been stranded each inning, and after a 5-run third, the American Falls Beavers have developed themselves a 3-run lead here, and they've got Rascone followed by Kelsey and Hartley coming to the plate. Rascone does have an RBI double in this game. He's flied out and popped out in his other 2 at-bats. Let's see what he can do right here in his 4th at-bat against Cameron Roberts. Bear Lake pitcher came in relief, throws outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, nobody out. 6-3 Beavers on the scoreboard, on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And that's a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from junior pitcher Cameron Roberts. This is a young team. Just one senior, and that is Jace Transferman, who is not playing today. And I wonder if he's nursing a little bit of an injury. He didn't say anything in class today, but he does kind of look to be limping when I saw him earlier in the game. And so they might just be protecting Jace. Here is the 2-1, and it's a foul ball off the plate and back at him. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roberts would love another one of those USAV Phillips 66 strikeouts right here to start the inning, as Rascone has that big RBI double. Ooh, missed high. It's one that looked like it was going to come down in the zone and just stayed up there. And it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, with nobody out, nobody on, to lead off the 6th inning, and it's going to be a foul ball. So, full count. It's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes after the foul ball from Rascone. Here comes Roberts, the 3-2 pitch. And he walked him, just missed low. And now the leadoff runner in Rascone is on the base paths. And Kelsey, the first baseman, stepping in the box. He struck out, walked, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. And Roberts delivers outside, ball 1. Rascone standing down at first after the leadoff walk, trying to be those insurance runs. One of those insurance runs. The throw over, not in time. Trickles away from Carlisle, but no harm, no foul. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Runner at first, 6-3 in the 6th. This is a very different looking American Falls team, both offensively and defensively, than we saw in American Falls. They have been a lot more patient at the plate, worked some counts, and then their defense has been really good. Ooh, nice pitch, inside corner. That's been a strike all day long, and Kelsey didn't like it as he backed out of the box, but it's been called a strike all day long. So here is the 2-1, just missed outside, 3-1. So walk to start the inning now, 3-1 count on the second batter of the inning. Roberts would like to get an out right here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Kelsey. Oh, walked him, missed low. 2 straight walks to start the inning in left fielder Hartley. And we're going to have a pitching change. I think this is Wolstenhume coming in to pitch after Roberts walked a couple. So I think they'll just swap back as Wolstenhume started the game in right field. And when he came out, Roberts swapped him. So Wolstenhume will take over for Roberts. And Roberts, who threw really well for the first couple of innings, he was out there struggling to find the strike zone in this 6th inning. So Wolstenhume will be the new pitcher. The runners at first and second are Roberts' responsibility. They reached on walks. And Ryland started the game in right field. Now your new pitcher, the sophomore, will take some warm-up pitches. And while he does that, we are going to take a break. We'll be back here in the top of the 6th inning after this on the SVI Sports Network. All right, Ryland Wolstenhume taking his last couple of warm-up pitches. He's the 3rd pitcher that will come into the game for the Bear Lake Bears. They trail 6-3 here in the top of the 6th with runners at first and second after reaching on walks to start the inning. One more warm-up pitch coming, and then we will have a batter in the form of Hartley. Hartley in this game has walked, struck out, and walked. Like I said, this is a very different-looking team. Ewing and Roberts have pitched well to this point, but the American Falls Beavers have been very patient at the plate, worked some walks. They were swinging it a lot more balls out of the strike zone up in American Falls. They've been very patient today, and thus here we are, 6-3 in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch from Wolstenhume. Is a called strike right down the middle. As Hartley has yet to reach base, has yet to be hit the ball. He's walked twice and struck out. He is the batter. And that one's low in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Bloxman over the backstop, so the runners will both advance on the wild pitch. So the dead ball, as it went over the top of the backstop and out of play. Now 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. And that's going to be a ground ball, foul ball for strike 2. Perkins with a nice backhand over there, but it was about 7 or 8 feet foul by the time it got to him. So here's the 1-2 pitch from Wolstenhume. And struck him out. There's a U-save, Phil 66 strikeout, the swing and the miss, and that's big to get the out without allowing a run to score. And Hartley sits down. Wilson now comes to the plate. He's popped out, walked, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. Those first 2 were against Ewing. That last strikeout was against Roberts. There's another called strike. So the U-save, Phillips 66 strikeout. U-save, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Ryland Wolstenhume comes in and strikes out the first batter he faces. And there's a foul tip. He'd love to get 2 straight strikeouts, as now he's up on the count 0-2 to Wilson. Following Wilson, it will be Harris, the number 9 batter in the order. The Bears would love to get out of this one without getting back to the top of the order. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Wolstenhume. Struck him out, swinging. There's 2 outs now. The swing and the miss. Ryland Wolstenhume strikes out the first 2 batters he faces. The U-save, Phillips 66 strikeout. And now all of a sudden a very different situation where it was runners at second and third with nobody out. Now it's runners at second and third with 2 out. Harris, the third baseman, the batter. takes inside for ball one. Harris has been hit by a pitch, grounded out to second, and struck out. Reached on an error on the ground ball back to the pitcher, actually, and then takes high for ball two there. Don't want to walk him, because if you walk him, you face Parrish, and Parrish, their leadoff hitter, has hit the ball well so far in the game. 2 singles, and that's going to be a single right at the middle. 1 run will score, and 2 runs will score is maybe. Here comes the throw, and it's offline and out of play. 2 runs will score. If that ball doesn't take a bad hop, then that'll be an easy out. But instead, it took a weird hop off the grass, goes over Bloxham's glove and out of play. And so the runner will advance to third on the ball out of play. 2 runs score on the 2 RBI single right back up the middle. So that breaks the game wide open. It's now 8-3, Harris at third. So those 2 walks come back to haunt the Bears. And now with a runner at third, anything could happen. And that ball is high inside for ball one. This is Parrish. Parrish has grounded out, walked, singled twice in this game. So if he can put the bat on the ball again, he could score another run here for the Beavers, and that's what they would love. But he takes high for ball two. Hensley is on deck. So you're saying, well, what if you walk him? Hensley has been hit by a pitch, grounded out, walked, and singled. So not much better if you get past Parrish, who swings and misses at that one. Swing and a miss by Parrish. Bears have the work to do offensively. They got 2 innings left with their bats, and they got to score some runs as they trail by 5. Inside, 3-1 is your count. So Parrish up in the count, 3-1. 2-out rally happening here for the Beavers. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Inside. Walked him. And that's one of those maybe that might have been an intentional walk because Parrish hits the ball so well. But now you got Hensley, who's hit the ball almost as well in this game. He grounded out to shortstop. He was hit by a pitch. He walked and he singled to center field. Harris the runner at third. Harris the runner at third. Parrish the runner at first. Batter is Hensley. He's going. And they called a balk. And now they're going to talk it over, because as Parrish went, if they say it is a balk, then the run will score. And they do. They call it a balk. The run scores on the stolen base. And that goes on an error on the pitcher, Wolstenhume. That's the second balk call in the game that has allowed runs to score on the step-off. And called strike right there, top of the zone. 0-1 is the count, as that's a couple times in the game that the American Falls Beavers have run. The Bear Lake pitchers have stepped off to try to get the out. A swing and a miss there. And been able to get the balk call. And it scored runs both times. 0-2 is your count. Wolstenhume to the plate. High for ball one. The high fastball is a little bit too high, and Waylon Hensley, the shortstop, still in there. 1-2 the count. 2-2 is the count, as that one was a little bit too high inside. Hensley just gets out of the way. And it's now 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner still at second. 2 runs have scored in the inning. 3 runs have scored in the inning, actually. And there's a swing and a miss So Wolstenholme actually strikes out the side. That's the third Phillips 66 U-Save strikeout of the game. But in the meantime, 3-run score on a couple of walks and a single, and the Bears trail it by a score of 9-3. They come up in the bottom of the 6th right after this on the SBI Sports Network.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh? Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. We have very competent and successful providers that provide the best care possible. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. As a hospital, we're really proud of what we are able to provide. It's an all-encompassing department that is very, very much needed.
Coming to the plate will be Mason Blocks on the catcher. He is struck out twice in the game. Parrish, the pitcher, is right at 100 pitches by my count. I'm not sure if that's official, and I'm not sure what their pitch limit is. I know he's got to be getting close. So Bloxham, who's struck out twice, will be the batter. Bears need some runs. They trail it by 6. And Bloxham's going to ground that one down the third baseline, foul. So right now, if you're the Bear Lake Bears, what you want to do is get on base. You also want to drain pitches if you can work counts, because I think they'd love to see anybody out there besides Parrish right now, who's had a good game. All 3 runs the Bears have scored have been 1 run at a time. In the first 3 innings, there's another foul ball. And they have not really put together an inning yet, so Parrish has done his job out there. Struck out the Bears quite a bit and has himself a 6-run lead with just 2 innings left. Ball 1 just outside. Good eye by Mason Bloxham. Tyken Carlisle on deck and Carson Feller in the hole for the Bears. Ball 2 as that one hits the dirt. So after going down 0-2 on a couple foul balls, Bloxham has watched a couple of balls and is now 2-2 to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. There's another U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout for Parrish. U-Save Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Tyken Carlisle singled and struck out in his 2 at-bats so far. And he'll step in there with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Called strike for the strike 1. Bears need base runners. Carlisle would like to be the first one of the inning. He's going to swing and miss on that one. Nice pitch outside corner. He couldn't catch up to it, and he's down 0-2. Parrish already has 1 U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout in the inning. Looking for another one right here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. It's going to make it up the middle to the second baseman, over to first. Not in time. Carlisle with the infield single. The chopper right over the pitcher's head. And he gets the infield single. Hess brought it down, but it was unable to make the play in time. And Carson Feller, who's played second base in this game, now steps in there with Tyken Carlisle over at first with the infield single. Throw over, not in time. So Bears got the first base runner of the inning they need. They need several more if they're going to fight themselves back in this one. Another throw over, not in time. That one was close. Parrish has got a good move over there. Carlisle's got to stay close. Bears have already had 1 runner picked off. Third straight throw over. Third straight dive back. That one wasn't nearly as close. So he's throwing 3 balls over there without throwing a pitch to the plate. Carson Feller, the batter. This time he is going to come to the plate. Carlisle is running, and he's in there safely with the stolen base. And that was in the dirt, wasn't it, for ball 1? They haven't put it up on the board yet, but I think it missed with the ball. Oh, must have been a strike. You guys at home were like, you idiot, it was a strike all the way. And now he takes ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at second. Feller, the batter. Throw is to second, and Tyken is back in time. Feller on the game, grounded out to first and walked. So he's 0 for 1. And called strike, outside corner, nice pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 111 pitches unofficially, if you're out there counting pitches and you know the pitch count requirements, and I'm not official by any means. And swing and a miss, it's a drop, 3rd strike though. And Feller will be out, but it does allow Carlisle to advance. So Carlisle's at 3rd now. Dax Wood is the batter. And I think that's going to be the end of the day for Parrish, maybe. And I think it's a pitch count issue, not necessarily anything else, because he's pitched excellent. He just had another Phillips 66 U-Save strikeout. He has a 6-run lead as he comes out, and it will be Kelsey who comes to the mound. Dax Wood is 2 for 2 on the day. He's going to have to do some damage here if the Bears are going to fight themselves back in with Carlisle down at 3rd. We'll take a 30-second break, come back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Wood, followed by Ewing, as Kelsey and Parrish trade places. And I'm going to bet money that was a pitch count thing, as he had reached his pitch count limit because Parrish was throwing the ball well. The Bears were having a hard time doing anything with him. Kelsey now comes in. The runner at 3rd, Tyken Carlisle, belongs to Parrish. If he scores, Dax Wood, who's 2 for 2, couple of singles on the game, is going to be your batter. If he reaches, it'll be back to the top of the order. Ewing, Yoshimura, Hume, Perkins. If he doesn't reach base, we'll start with the top of the order in the bottom of the 7th as the Bears try to fight themselves back in. They trail it by 6, 9-3. Great defense and great pitching by the Beavers so far in this one. And that one's high and inside. And I'm sure the Bears are very glad to see Parrish standing down at first base as a defensive player instead of the pitcher. That one's in the dirt ball too. Nice stop back there by Chesler to keep it in front of him. To keep it in front of him. So Carlisle will retreat back to 3rd, but it's 2-0 to Wood now. And it's a high pop fly. It's going to be right to the shortstop for out number 3, and that's going to end the inning. And the Bears will go to the 7th, trailing by 6. We'll have the top of the 7th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
here, go there. Go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
Bears trail it as we start the 7th inning, 9-3 on your Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, we can count on them to care. Hess will be the batter. He's facing Rylan Wolstenhume, who's in his 2nd inning of work. Hess swings and misses at strike 1. He's grounded into fielder's choice, struck out, grounded into third fielder's choice again, and singled. So he's hit the ball every time he's been up there. Takes inside for ball 1. Bears need to go quick in this inning. They can't afford to give up any more runs to the Beavers, as they've got a lot of work to do. Down to their final 3 outs and already trailing 9-3. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. And there's a foul ball. Very different American Falls team. Same people in the lineup, but they played much better defense than they did in American Falls, and they have hit the ball much better than they did in American Falls. And there is another one of those hits. It's a hard ground ball into center field, and it's going to be a single and then advance to second on the error as Hume doesn't come up with it cleanly. And that was a hard hit ground ball. Hume kind of bobbled it out there, and so runner in scoring position very quickly. And there is a foul ball out of play. It's going to bounce into left field. And we'll have to go retrieve it. 0-1 is the count. Chesler was hit by a pitch and walked twice and then struck out. So he's 0 for 1, but has been on base 3 times in this game. He is the batter with the runner in scoring position. 0-1 is the count after the foul ball. And he hits him. So the hit by pitch and the first 2 batters of the inning reach base. And this will bring Rascone to the plate. He has hit the ball. He flied out, doubled, which drove in a couple runs, popped out, and walked in his plate appearances so far. So Rascone facing, and there is the bunt. It's going to be a good sacrifice bunt. Runner is out at first, but the runners will advance to second and third. So the sacrifice bunt is successful. Nice throw by Wolstenhume to get the out. But now runners at second and third with just 1 out. Kelsey, who's now the pitcher, takes inside for ball 1. In the game, he struck out, walked. So every other play at bat, he's done something different. But they've been a pattern. This would be his strikeout pattern. And that's what the Bears would love to see here. But he did take ball 1. And that's ball 2. So Wolstenhume falls behind in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, but runners at second and third. Even a hit to the outfield, a fly ball to the outfield would score. And the throw, the play to the shortstop, the throw comes home. Throw is offline. A run will score. So the Ground ball should have been, could have, should have been an out at home. The throwing error on Yoshimura. And everybody safe. Runners at first and a second and third. Why did they advance the runner? Oh, yeah, he did steal, and then they called timeout to let him put. Okay, I see what happened. So now runners at second and third. A run scored. Called strike. What should have been the first out of the inning, and it erased the leadoff runner. The lead runner turns into a run scoring, equivalent of run scoring double, and misses inside. 4 ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Bears trail it by a score of 10-3. And it's going to be the same play, only this time he doesn't even make the throw to home as the ball comes off the glove of Yoshimura. Feller picks it up, throws to first, but not in time. So the ground ball error, another run scores. Runners at first and third, still with only 1 out. 11-3 your score. As a couple plays in a row, this could easily be 2 outs without a run in right now. But instead, 2 runs have scored, and there's still only 1 out. Wilson, who has popped out, walked, struck out twice, will be your batter. But there is a runner at third and another runner at first. Wolstenhume comes to the plate, swing and a miss. And the stolen base by Rascone, by Hartley, I should say. As he goes into second. So now runners at second and third. Hartley at second, Kelsey at third. And Wilson swings and misses that one. 0-2. Wolstenhume would love a strikeout right here. It would go a long way to getting out of this inning. Bears have already given up 2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So now 2 outs. And there's another You Save Phil at 66 strikeout. You Save Phil at 66. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. This brings the third baseman Harris to the plate. He was hit by a pitch, reached on an error, struck out, and singled. A single here would break this game even further wide open. And he fouls that one off. 0-1 is your count. Wolstenhume has recorded 4 or 5 strikeouts at least in this game. He's thrown the ball well, but a couple of errors have aided, a couple errors and a couple walks. Called strike, nice pitch. Fooled him. The off speed fell in there for a called strike. It's now 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a pop fly into right field. The out is recorded. Wood makes the catch to end the inning, but not before the Beavers put up 2 more. Bears down to their final 3 outs. They trail it by 8. Let's see what they can do in the bottom of the 7th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Tate Ewing will be the batter. Kelsey will be the hitter, the pitcher. Chesler behind the plate still. The Bears have a lot of work to do. If you're American Falls, I think you pitch the ball right down the middle and say, give it your best shot. You got to score 8 runs. That's probably not likely to happen. The Bears need a bunch if they're going to fight their way back in it. Tate Ewing will be the leadoff hitter, followed by Yoshimura and Hume. Ewing in the game has struck out 3 times and walked. He takes outside for ball 1 right there. Struck out 2 times and a walk. Those were all against Parrish. He wears that pitch. He's hit by it for ball 1. So one leadoff batter reaches base on a hit by pitch. Yoshimura will be the hitter. Yoshimura in the game has struck out twice and flied out to right field in his 3 at-bats. Tate Ewing down there at first base. They're still looking. That one, I think it hit him on the elbow. He's trying to get stretched out down there, but he says he's ready to go. So Yoshimura will step in the box. Bears need to bat around if they're going to come back in this one. And Dio Yoshimura, the shortstop, will be the batter. Throw over is not in time. Ewing dives back. Kelsey only has pitched to 1 batter so far in this game, 2 batters so far in this game. Called strike. Nice pitch right down the middle. 0-1 is your count. He got a pop fly to end inning number 6, and here he is in inning number 7. Hit the first batter. Here is Yoshimura, the second batter. Inside, almost hit him. I got to say, wear that. Bears need base runners if you can get yourself on base any way you can at this point. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Called strike. That was a beautiful pitch. That has been a strike all game long. And Yoshimura in a hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bears need base runners. Ewing will hustle back over there at first. Here's the pitch from Kelsey. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Got him to swing at a high fastball. And there's another USAVE Phillips 66 strikeout. USAVE Phillips 66 live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Jack Hume reached on an error, and he's going to get an infield single right there. Throw over to first is not in time. Slow little ground ball down the third base line. On the first pitch swinging is going to be an infield single. Kelsey picked it up and threw it, but there was no way they were getting him out on a slow roller like that. That's a long way to run. So now runners at first and second. And it is Dax Perkins, who is walked, doubled, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances versus Parrish. And now he's the batter here with 2 on, 1 out. Bears trailing by 8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. He takes the called strike. Inside at the waist. Inside corner right at the waist. For strike 1. Dax Perkins waiting for pitch number 2. And the pitcher, Kelsey, will fake the throw to second. And reset. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Fooled him. Off speed on the outside of the corner. Swing and a miss. So now Kelsey up 0-2. 0-3. Struck him out. Swing and a miss. Bears down to their last out. Trailing by 8 runs. Rylan Wolstenhume reporting in to make sure he is the batter of record. He came in relief of Cameron Roberts, who came in the relief of Tate Ewing. They've been the three pitchers. Wolstenhume takes high for ball one. He grounded out in his one at bat against Parrish before he's subbing out. He started in right field, then subbed out when Roberts came in to pitch, subbed back in place of Roberts. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runners at first and second. Bears need a 2-out rally right here. And Wolstenhume is going to hit it foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bears down to their final strike here as they trail the American Falls Beavers big. Kelsey set to deliver. Here's the pitch behind him for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. High, full count. So full count. Wolstenhume with a chance to load up the bases here. Let's see who wins the battle. Ball 4. So Wolstenhume loads the bases. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. And this is going to be Parker Crane, the freshman, subbing in for Mason Bloxam. With the bases loaded, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Crane takes outside, ball 1. Kelsey doesn't have any place to put him. He's got a pitch to him. And he misses with that one, 2-0. So now Parker can start to get a little bit picky. He's got a couple pitches to work with. Crane looking to be the substitution hero right here. Pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 out. Fouls that one straight back. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Now Crane can look for his pitch because a walk scores a run. So Parker Crane in there up 3-1. Kelsey's got to come at him. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Called strike at the knees. Parker thought he had that walk. He started down to the first baseline. But here we go, full count. Bears once again down to their final strike of the game. And it's going to be a foul ball, so we'll do it again. Fought off a good pitch. That one was probably going to be a called strike if he doesn't put a bat on it. So good foul ball right there. We'll do the 3-2 pitch all over again. Walked him. Oh, no, struck him out to end the game. Called strike. And that'll end the game. The Bears lose by a score 11-3 on a, you say, Phillips 66 strikeout to end the game. Parrish would be the player of the game if we were American Falls because he had an excellent game in the pitching department. The Bears sent 3 pitchers to the mound. As far as the player of the game for the Bear Lake Bears, the steel man of the game, Southeast Idaho steel man of the game. Whew, that's a hard one. Yeah, I don't really know. There's nobody that really stands out offensively, and nobody that really stands out defensively. So Phillips 66, it's not Phillips 66. The Southeast Idaho Steel man of the game is going to be the weather. It held out for us, great weather on a beautiful day. And the Bears lose a disappointing one in their home opener, 11-3. That'll get a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow night as they host the Soda Springs Cardinals. That's a 3:30 start. We're going to be doing the softball game because the softball game is a league game. That softball game starts at 4. So by the time the softball game starts, we will be able to update you. In fact, we might cover the first inning or so of the baseball game because it starts a little bit earlier before the softball game starts. But Soda Springs in town tomorrow night for baseball, and Marsh Valley in town tomorrow night for softball as the Bears take on the Cardinals and the Eagles. Big game for the Bear Lake softball team as they look to keep their spot secure at second place in the district right behind Preston with a chance to tie Preston for the district regular season district title if they can get the win at home next week. But that's all tomorrow for tonight. Let's wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. Lisa did all the scorekeeping, the producing, all that good stuff, but because of the wind, she turned off her microphone, so it's just me alone on the mic. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of our sponsors here on the SBI Sports Network. This is Jared Hillier.